Enoye Extreme Media UJ. Subscribe for all updates.
Lazima NUP tebera na ssente mu kalulu kano. So ye mbeera lwaki tuyita mu bukubi obwo ne twebaza Katonda kyakozeseza abantu be okutuyamba okusigala nga tukyatambula era tubakakasa tujagenda maaso nga tutambula. Eski wandiagala okwongera okutwanya ku nsonga eyo?
But you know that in English.
Yes, sure.
In English.
Oh, you wanted me to read in English?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I hear you. You asked about our challenges in sound and stage, and it was exhibited in Nagongera and in other places where we had to improvise and build makeshift stages, wooden stages, and use. That is because we don't have money. We don't have the money to use. The nation knows that recently Mr. Norbat Mao, Museveni's minister, illegally cut off the funding that we were getting from Parliament, citing IPOD. But even when, on the advice of our legal team and the decision of the leadership, we agreed that yes, and IPOD was an NGO before the law was changed. But now that the Political Parties and Organization Act has been amended and IPOD has been incorporated, it's part of NCF, which NCF, we are the deputies of, which conscripts us to being IPOD members. Therefore, it makes our demand legitimate for our funding. However, still, Mr. Norbat Mao ensured, and I quote, illegally, that we don't get that money. Either way, we have to move, continue moving. Therefore, we are appreciative to our people that have been helping us, to fund us, to keep us going in terms of fuel, in terms of hotel, lodging, in terms of feeding, etc. And we shall continue moving. Of course, we shall continue making our legal and moral demands, but that will not cut our speed. We shall continue moving, and we shall make sure that the message of a new Uganda is spread far and wide.
Are you afraid that it will get worse at some point, because we are just into the train? We have 90, we have something like 90 days to drop us 146. Are you afraid it could get worse if nothing changes within the legal terrain, or if the legal team doesn't make any headways?
Could it get worse? Yes. Are we afraid? No. Thank you. Maybe SQ could elaborate a little bit.
It's too clear.
Thank you for gifts, guys.
Yeah, so, well, what I can add is that, I mean, all of you have been following this conversation. The law that was brought to Parliament was brought essentially to target the National Unity Platform, and it is very clear. Even when, like the President said, we said, okay, if they say now that it must be mandatory, first of all, we told you people that for the new IPOD to go into force, there must be a statutory instrument. Norbat Mao has deliberately refused to make that statutory instrument, because he knows that once the statutory instrument is in force, there is no legal basis they can use to block NUP. That is why they went for a memorandum of understanding of 2022. You all know that the law cannot act prospectively. But one of the things I want to say is, before this whole saga of IPOD, which some people have tried to capitalize on, the regime, first of all, tried to use the Auditor General. You remember very well. They found that our books of accounts were very good. They found that in fact NRM was the one not accounting. They abandoned that. They tried to use the IGG. They found that NUP was accounting for every penny, doing everything within the law. You remember that some months back when they tried to use that, those officers said we are not accounting, and therefore they wanted to block the money. When all that failed, that is when they decided to come up with this law, making it mandatory for parties to get funds to all be in IPOD. What they did was put IPOD under NCF, and as the President said, NCF, National Unity Platform, has a deputy chairperson for the National Consultative Forum, that is Mr. Katana Benjamin. But the news that we had yesterday, you people heard recently that some money had been reserved for NUP. You know what? Yesterday a letter was written saying that that money should also be disbursed amongst...
Shared among them.
Yeah, shared amongst them. So even when the Electoral Commission said that this money ordinarily should be going to NUP, and then sought legal guidance from the Attorney General, from the Solicitor General and all that, you all know that Mao is the boss in that ministry as the Minister of Justice. They wrote back saying that even the money which NUP has been getting, the one which had been reserved, should now be shared amongst them. Mao should take a portion under DP, NRM and all that and all that. So you can see how we are operating. But what for me excites me is, for example, you know that NRM took 8.5 billion of the money that was initially there before they get which one, the one they are trying to add on to themselves. But NRM, with all the billions they have plus the taxpayers' money, cannot even do the rallies that we do. They cannot get the people who are outside here waiting for the president to come out. Meaning that even when they are trying to cripple us, we are able to move. You saw pictures yesterday, they were ferrying people, you know, taking them to Museveni's rallies. We recently sang for them a song, Abana Febabaleke Basome, Bachali Bato. They are taking these kids to rallies of Museveni from primary schools, find that they are there because they want numbers. But for us, even when we are broke, when we don't have all this money, we are able to move. Maybe the final point on funding that I need to clarify, some people have been asking, yes, we are fundraising. What did this money do? That money, as you know, it is now close 6 months without NUP getting any funds. It means that the party operations, all the campaigns we've been doing, we've only been relying on the funds that we have fundraised from the people. Because the party could not stop operating once they blocked this money. You know, there's something in law called legitimate expectation. So when we have officers to run across the country, when we have allowances to pay for these people who operate these offices, when our mobilization teams, because all these are part of the campaign. So I wanted to clarify that because I've been seeing some people say, you raised funds. What did that money do? That money is what is helping the party to keep afloat, to keep operating. Thank you.
Facebook kwetuli na kwa TikTok.
Your Excellency, tuwuliranga akakiiko k'ebyokulonda bagamba nti poliisi esaanidde eteekewo okunoonyereza ku bapulezidenti candidates abakozesa olulimi olusiga obukyayi mu bantu. Nga ba NUP eyensonga mugyogerako ki?
Tukiwagirira ddala ekyo. Basewo akakiiko akanoonyereza ku lulimi olusiga obukyayi batandikire ku Museveni. Naye ate tebatandika ku lulimi lwokka naye n'ebikolwa ebisiga obukyayi. Babadde tulaba MP wa Museveni e Masaka eyo gwe bayita Namuju ng'agamba nti oba kuttiŋŋana batiŋŋane naye nga NRM esigaza ekitundu kya Masaka n'ebirala bifaanana bwe bityo. So yes, bateekewo banoonyereze naye batandikire ku mwami Museveni yennyini nannyini kusiga bukyayi. Obukyayi bwokka bwe tusiga kwe kukyalwa obutali bwenkanya. Era abantu tubasaba bakyalwe obutali bwenkanya, bakyawe obuli bw'enguzi, bakyawe obubbi, bakyawe effugabbi. Twagala babikyayire ddala. Era bwe buba bukyayi, bwe bukyayi bwe tusiga. Obubbi, obulyazaamaanya, obwannakyemalira, obuli bw'enguzi n'okunyigiriza abantu. Ndowooza byebyo bannange, waliwo ekirala. Katuberekereze mwebalire ddala, mpoze ekisemberayo ddala kyemutambuuziza. Nabadde awo nendaba nga abamu ku balya Museveni mu ngalo bagamba kampeyini tezinaba banyumira kubanga tewannabaawo kutemula bantu, tewannabaawo tiyagaasi, bo tezinabanyumira. Nga kirungi nnyo ekyo, omwana tuffe zitunyumira bitya? Ffe tunyumira okukamala. Era ffe twagala batulekaawo mu butanyumirwa kubanga tetwagala tiyagaasi, tetwagala kuba bantu masasi, batuleke bulesi. Tuli basanyufu eri abantu baffe, nziramu okwebaza olw'obuwagizi. Bannaye muveeyo mu bungi, muveeyo mu bungi. loza mwongedde okulaba nti bwemuvayo mu bungi ate nga muli unarmed nga muli disciplined wabaawo enjawulo. Mwe kennyini musobola okwekuuma, mwe kennyini musobola okukuuma abo abanafu, abakyala n'abato n'abakadde abazze n'akasimu ke ng'agala okufiriminga bye tukola abitambuze mumukuume. Ffe kennyini tusobola okuziyiza ababbi. Njagala mweno campaign tulwanyise obubbi, tulwanyise obukozi bw'effujjo. Baagala nnyo okutusindikamu abayaaye abakozi b'effujjo. Ndi musanyufu nnyo nti abavubuka mwe kennyini mwekozeemu omulimu. Obubbi ndaba butono ate nga bugenda kuggweeramu ddala, nsaba mubumalemu. Eno revolution yaffe ebeere mmoro. Batuwe ekitiibwa ensi eyongere n'otwesiga nga tukuuma abantu baffe naddala abo abanafu. Mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala.
Kituweko mu Luzungu ensonga ya Bayibuli eyo abaagala Bayibuli.
Yeah, of course, those that are on the losing side.
Alright, abalungi abatuwuliriza era abatulaba olunaku olwaleero tukyaddeko ewa Sheikh Asiraf Dembe.
Sebo sanyusa okubalaba. Amannya agange yeze Sheikh Asiraf Dembe akola ku bizibu by'enjawulo. Omuntu singa aba alina ebirwadde tumusomereddwa, tumuwa amazzi ga lukuya nga bw'obadde ogalaba, tugenda abantu ku kyoto ne twokya emizimu emibi egibabaamu n'okulomba edduwa. Abantu singa abeera ng'ali wano atuuse sobola okumulombera edduwa, ne waba atatuuse nga mpadde amannya ge naye ng'ali wala. Neetaase enamba yange yeeno eri 0707763711. Nammwe bannyinaffe abali ebweru oyagala okuba nti oyagala okulombera ku dduwa ng'olina ebizibu, viza zibuze, amaka gakolongotana, ssente zikola zimpita mu ngalo, ojja kumpeereza ekifaananyi kyo n'amannya go, ebyo byokka bijja kummala. Nja kukulombera edduwa, ojja kutereera. Olunaku olusembayo mu mwezi mba n'edduwa ey'awamu ffenna n'abalwadde bange abakadde n'abapya. Salaamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.